Welcome back. Today, we're jumping straight into this explainer, covering part 6 of the 10-part tutorial, IPv6 Security, Vulnerabilities, Misconfigurations, and Mitigations. This incredibly detailed research comes to us from Virtualization Options LLC, a Colorado-based technology advisory organization. Now, if you're a network engineer or a cybersecurity pro, I know you already have the ins and outs of IPv4 completely dialed in. But today, we're focusing on the unseen operational blind spots waiting for you in IPv6. Here is our agenda for today. 1. Firewall misconfigurations. 2. The hidden attack surface. 3. Kernel bugs. 4. The logging blind spot. 5. First hop security. And 6. Mandatory training. Let's get into it. The absolute most crucial point to understand here is that the most prevalent class of IPv6 vulnerabilities aren't actually weaknesses in the protocol itself. Instead, the real danger stems from massive gaps in exactly how our security controls are applied. It's the blind spots created by our heavy reliance on legacy IPv4 instincts. We just kind of naturally assume our IPv4 defenses are automatically protecting us across the board, but two different protocols literally mean two entirely separate attack surfaces. Section 1. Firewall and ACL Misconfigurations, Unseen Vulnerabilities. Okay, so starting at the perimeter, let's see how firewalls are completely failing to protect what they can't even see. Many admins just assume that if their IPv4 firewall rules are strict, they're perfectly safe. They might even try to disable IPv6 entirely by passing an IPv6 equals false flag during container deployment. But here's the crazy part. Even with that flag explicitly set, containers can still happily communicate with other local hosts over local IPv6 addresses, completely unintentionally and totally without any firewall protection. Section 2. The hidden attack surface, unintentional IPv6. That rogue communication we just talked about, it opens up a completely hidden attack surface on your network that bypasses your primary defenses without breaking a sweat. Think about it like this. You would absolutely never just ignore an untracked, unmonitored IPv4 subnet in your data center, right? So why are your containers, cloud workloads, and factory default hardware running hidden IPv6? Containers and VMs will silently acquire IPv6 addresses via Slack without you ever knowing. Plus, major cloud workloads in AWS and Azure often receive IPv6 by default depending on the setup. Even your standard network switches and printers have IPv6 enabled right out of the box. So how do we mitigate this unseen threat? You've got to be proactive and follow these 3 precise steps. Step 1. Audit all devices for their IPv6 status. Seriously, do not just assume it's disabled. Step 2. Explicitly disable IPv6 on interfaces where it is genuinely not needed. And step 3. Include IPv6 addresses in your asset inventory and monitoring tooling immediately. You literally cannot protect an asset if you don't even know it exists. Section 3. Kernel Implementation Bugs, OS-Level Vulnerabilities. 9.8. A critical CVSS score of 9.8. If you work in cybersecurity, you know that number is essentially a massive siren blaring in the background, demanding your immediate attention. That 9.8 score belongs to CVE 2024-38612. It's a memory safety vulnerability sitting directly in the Linux kernel's IPv6 segmented routing, also known as Seg6. Basically, looking deeper beneath the surface, the sheer complexity of IPv6 routing creates severe vulnerabilities right at the OS level. In this case, an invalid unregistered error path can lead to null pointer dereferences or use after free scenarios. Implementation bugs exactly like this one are a recurring source of critical CVEs purely because the protocol stack is just so incredibly complex. Section 4. The logging blind spot, invisible traffic. Here's where it gets genuinely terrifying. Even if an attacker exploits those kernel vulnerabilities we just talked about or sets up a hidden command and control channel, you might actually never know. Why? Well, standard firewall and router logs capture your IPv4 traffic flows perfectly, but an incident involving IPv6 might be completely undetectable in a post-breach analysis because IPv6 link local traffic, that's the FE80:10 address space, is rarely logged, even on devices that explicitly support IPv6 logging. This is a catastrophe because the link local space is exactly where neighbor discovery protocol attacks, router advertisement spoofing, and duplicate address detection attacks all operate. They are completely hidden from your forensic investigations. You have got to fix this visibility gap. You must explicitly verify your logging configuration to ensure it actually includes IPv6. And please, don't just check a box, test it.
Generate known IPv6 traffic on your network and confirm that it actually pops up in your logs. Also, make sure IPv6 is included in your log retention policies and that your CM ingestion pipelines are parsing all of that data correctly.
Section 5. First Hop Security Essentials, Essential Defenses. Let's look at how we build out our primary layer of protection on the local network. Think of this as a rapid-fire checklist for your engineering team, directly mapping first-hop security features to the unseen attacks they neutralize. RA Guard blocks router advertisement messages from non-router ports, which stops rogue RA and SLAC hijacking attacks in their tracks. DHCPv6 Shield restricts server responses to trusted ports only, totally killing rogue DHCPv6 server attacks. IPv6 snooping and ND inspection build a binding table to validate neighbor discovery protocol messages. And finally, SourceGuard ensures hosts only send traffic from their specifically bound addresses, neutralizing spoofed source address attacks. But here is the critical caveat you cannot ignore. Deploying these first-hop security features on just your core or distribution switches is not going to cut it. It must be configured on every single managed switch in your environment. A single unprotected access switch completely undermines the security posture of your entire local link.
Section 6. Mandatory IPv6 training, the human element.
Finally, we reach the foundational layer that secures literally every technical control we've discussed so far. The lowest maturity always yields the highest risk. The NSA explicitly recommends that proper IPv6 training must be a prerequisite for all network and security staff. This education has to happen before they administer these networks, not as some panicked afterthought once the network is already live and you're actively hunting a breach.
So we've seen today how firewalls ignore link local traffic, how cloud and container environments silently spin up IPv6 interfaces, and how logging infrastructure frequently drops the exact data you need to detect an attack. These threats are silently operating on your network right now, effortlessly bypassing your IPv4 defenses. So the final question you really need to ask yourself and your organization is this: is your team truly ready to defend what they can't even see?